Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Today we got the opportunity to preview a few of the reels that have come into my shop for service over the last few days. And I thought I would take you through which ones I'll be working on, kind of preview those that'll be videos. And well, if you see one here that I don't plan to do as a video, then well, if you leave it in request in the comment section, I'll be happy to try and do that, time permitting. Well, it's been a good week. We've had some great holidays, and we're in between the holidays. So one of the things that typically happens around the shop is I get a chance to work on some of my own reels, in addition to working on a few that have been sent in. It is a little bit of a slow time, and that's completely understandable, and it's certainly welcome. In that, well, on a typical week, I'm probably servicing anywhere from 10 to 20 reels. And to have it cut back affords me the time to enjoy friends and family, and I hope everybody is doing the same. Well, if you like the art of service and reel repair, if you like to see how reels come together and how to service them and learn a little bit more about the manufacturing and the like, then I would encourage you to subscribe to my channel. And if you do subscribe to my channel, please use the notification button. That will let you know when I'm posting, what I'm posting, and you'll have a chance to make a determination as to whether that's a video that you would like to see. I personally want to thank everybody who has subscribed and welcome everybody who is thinking about subscribing. I do appreciate the community that has been built up around this, and I certainly enjoy the comments and the reels that come in, and I thank you for that. Well, the first one comes in from Vasco. I've worked on some of his reels in the past, and we have an Okuma Magda. Those of you that watched my recent flea market finds, we had a swap meet that was conducted by a local fishing club, and the swap meet resulted in me buying a lot of Okuma pieces. There was a purchase I made that involved several poles and several Okuma Magda reels, and this is an Okuma Magna Pro. It's got the line counter on it, and I can see right away it's got an issue with the return spring not working on that lever. So you can go into free spool, and it does engage on the way back out, but there's a return spring in here that's, well, should be holding the tension on this lever. That's not happening. So I'm sure that'll be a piece of it. And I guess we'll go figure out where to go get a return spring for the Okuma product. But hopefully we'll be able to do that. And I think that's probably what this note says here. It says that the... okay, this is for... Vasco was telling me he's got a grandson, or godson, who's been watching this channel, so shout out to them. All right, next one comes in from the UPS store in Stockton, California. Of course, that's not the person who's sending it. That's where it's getting mailed from. And this one has obviously made the coast-to-coast trip. And let's find out what's been mailed in. It's coming from Stockton, California. And it's a note. It's Mark. Okay. Well, Mark from Stockton is sending us a reel, and it appears to be a Shimano Calcutta 400. I'm not sure if it's just in for service or if there's something that's wrong with it. I've done several of these as videos, so I don't think that one will make it to video. If you have a question, if you have a Calcutta and you'd like to see how it's serviced, that whole line of the Gold Series Calcuttas, whether it's the 100, 200, 400, those are pretty much the same on the gear side. It's a matter of how wide the frame is that makes the difference. So the 100 would be the narrow frame, 200 probably split somewhere around here, and the 400 is the widest of the frames. But the gear side mechanisms are all the same. So if you have a Calcutta and you've searched and you can't find a particular model on YouTube, just or even for parts for that matter, or schematics, typically what you'll find is that the video for the one will suffice for all. Okay, this one comes in from New Jersey, and it's from Anthony, and I've worked on a reel or two for Anthony as well. And we have a Penn 320 GTI. The GTI is the first series, and that's the one that was made in the USA. The second generation of the GT ones was probably around 2005 when Penn switched production over to China. Okay, we have that same issue going on here. We have that eccentric spring is probably broken on this one and need to be replaced. And I think for the most part that I've done the GTI series. Again, if you take this is probably the 320 and the 330, I think probably inside the designs are almost identical, whether it's the 310, 320, or 330. There is a magnitude there in terms of size. This one was dropped off by a friend. This is the release reel, small game. Well, this is the predecessor to Siegler. Siegler bought Release, and Siegler made these reels. And they're made in Virginia, in the U.S., same place that Release, which became Siegler, is located. The factory didn't change. And this one's a big handled, levered, small frame lever drag reel. And he said to me that it's been sticking in free spool. This one seems to be doing okay in free spool. And it certainly seems to be doing okay in max drag. He said it's time for a tune-up. So we'll get all of that cleared up, and I'll see if I can do a video on this one and show you how to service this and the Siegler reels in general. A lot of folks are moving over to these Allen key kind of screws. So as part of the toolbox that you have, or toolkit that you use in servicing, it doesn't hurt to get a multi-bit set. And as I mentioned earlier, in one of these, somebody was kind enough to actually send that in to me. But it's got the Torx screws. I think the Allen screws are under here. And multiple types of bits and the like. You should try to get yourself a multi-bit set. That'll save you a lot of time and energy in trying to service those reels. Well, this one comes in from Bobby in Tennessee. We just featured him in terms of some of the reels that I was able to put back together, and he calls these pretty much disasters. 2 reels, he said, I don't have any handles that fit them, except them as covered up with broken or missing parts if you can't give them a second chance. So let's find out what we have here. We have an older one. This is the Quantum SS. This is a big one, the SS50. You can see this is going to pretty much be a parts reel. You should have the cover for this. And I think at one point in time I had mentioned that, well, if I find a reel like that I can't give a second chance to, I generally will knock them down to parts and see if I can. And surprisingly, I'm just looking up here as we're doing it. I happen to have a cover here. I don't think that's the one for the reel, but I do generally take the pieces and parts off those reels, and I do try to save them for, well, just the time that it happens. If you have a thin soda can, and I mean thin, the aluminum size, you can actually fashion one of these. The thing that gets scary is this is an L-shaped piece, because it's got to protect the dog underneath, or the trip lever underneath. And you can see how a trip lever works in this case. It pushes it back, compresses the spring, that long dog neck in there. When it comes around, it's going to hit. Well, should hit. Release this. This should pop back up. Trip to bail. Well, we're going to check to see if we got anything that can be fit before we give this one up for gone. And here's another one. Now this one's actually a nice reel. It's missing the handle, of course. This is a Berkley. Berkley's now part of that Pure Fishing empire. And what you find from Pure Fishing and Berkley is they've just gone to the soft baits and the like, the lures. They're pretty much out of this. But Berkley, for a while there, did have some reels that they branded under their own. And if this is just a matter of finding a handle, then this is no matter at all in terms of getting this one to have a second chance. So I look forward to finding the handle for this one. The other one I think is pretty much a parts reel, but Bobby, thank you for sending those in. And Bobby's in Tennessee. They don't use big reels like this, but Bobby gets to Virginia and he gets to some other places where he's able to buy the bigger rods and reels and the like. But as far as local fishing, it probably would hold up for catfishing in Tennessee, I would think. But a lot of those folks are going to use a reel like we showed earlier with that Okuma Magda. Well, that looks like the tasks for the week. Again, I'm appreciative actually that things have slowed down a little bit to enable me to do some other work. And one of the other pieces I'm going to do is actually this reel. This reel's been on my desk now for over a year, probably two. It's the Alcedo 2CS. It's an Italian-made reel. It's considered by many to be one of the finest spinning reels ever made. It was made, I believe, in the 1960s. And wow, it's for a piece of art. It certainly is a beautiful reel all around. And this one's just got dried grease in it. You can feel it as it turns. And if I have the opportunity to do this, I'll try to do this as a video as well. But the customer comes first, right? That's one of the kind of the rules of retail, if you will. The customer always comes first. So we'll see if I get around to the other one. But those are the previews for the week, and I appreciate sharing them with you and letting you know which ones should make it to video. And if you see one here that you would like to have a video on in terms of how to service and repair that I don't plan on doing, I'll leave it in the comment section. I will either direct you to the one that might be in my library, or I'll try to make the time to do one for you if I don't have that one in the video library. To our first responders and essential personnel, thank you for everything it is that you do to keep us safe. I do appreciate it day in and day out, your dedication to task. And I just heard a very heartwarming story the other day from a neighbor of mine that had a fire on Christmas Eve. And she was not only surprised, but so grateful that all the people that showed up to help clear the smoke out of the house. Fortunately, the house didn't burn down or anything. It was kind of one of those nuisance fires in a fireplace without a flue. But you get the idea. Thank you for all it is that you do. And it's appreciated. To everyone, enjoy the holidays. Take some time off for yourself. Get your fishing tackle ready. It's going to be the season before you know it. Make sure you're ready to go. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, wishing everybody a great day and a happy holiday.